Hello there, kids. Today we are going to learn or review how to add numbers. Okay, so just to let you know that there are two types or categories on adding and subtracting numbers. So first we have the static addition or static subtraction, and also we have the dynamic. Okay, so please remember these two terms. For static, this is the one that refers to without regrouping. Okay, without regrouping. In other words, what we are used to here is the carryover. Okay, there's no carryover. Okay, there's none. While for dynamic, it's with regrouping, which means there is carry over. Okay, so for example, we have 43 plus 26. If you are going to add numbers under static addition or static subtraction, no, we don't have any carryover or we do not borrow. Okay? So yun yung term dyan. For static addition, we don't have any carryover. So, how will you know that? Of course, by simply adding. After adding, you will realize that the number does not go over 9. It's either until 9 and below. Okay? That ranges from 1 or 0. It's possible kasi what if we have 0, 0? So it ranges from 0 to up to 9 only. Okay? So let's try to do this example. We have 3 plus 6 will give us 9. Okay? Doing so, if you're having a hard time for that, like what I've told you, put the bigger number in your head and the smaller number in your fingers and continue counting. Okay? Yun yung technique natin, yung sa last video natin. And after adding in the ones place, that's very important that we should start at the ones place, then we proceed to the tens place. After the ones place, we go to the tens place. We have 4 plus 2. 4 plus 2 is 6 alone. So if you observe, after adding each place value, okay, after adding each place value, the digit here, or the answer for each place value does not go over 9. Okay? So let's get another example. Let's say we have 37 plus 21. Okay, let's try to add it. Again, if we add, always start at the ones place. Else, unless you are capable of doing it mentally, sa tens place, mag-start or the highest place value possible, okay lang. I did have one student before. Meron magaling talaga siya. He is very capable of adding numbers starting from the biggest place value given. Okay, so anyway, so start with ones. That's very ideal. 7 plus 1 will give you 8. 3 plus 2 will give you 5. If you notice again, after doing so, after doing the certain operations, we did not have any number that went over 9. Okay? Wala. Wala talaga. Another example. You have 41 plus 45. Okay. Again, if you are having hard time, you make use of these columns, no? Magdo-draw kayo ng column para hindi kayo mahirapan in adding them. And please do write them properly. Okay? So the numbers can go up to hundreds, thousands, kahit pa millions. We are going to follow that process. Okay? Ganyan lang tayo. So let's try to do this. We have 1 plus 5, which is equivalent to 6. And 4 plus 4 will give you 8. Okay, I am assuming that you already know how to add. If not, do the process, the smaller number in your head. Now, Teacher Mark, you might ask me, Teacher Mark, how about 4 and 4? None is smaller than the other. None is greater than the other. They're both the same. And then, okay, in that case, all you have to do is put the one 4 in your head and the other 4 on your fingers. Okay? Ganun lang. As easy as that. Okay? So even if it goes over, let's say we have 237 plus 122. Adding the numbers, again, according to their place value. Ganun lang tayo, parati. We should always go according to their place value. Okay? 7 plus 2, 7 on your head, 2 on your fingers. 7 plus 2, 7, 8, 9. 3 plus 2, if you can do it mentally, better. If not, sige lang, okay lang. Practice. Just keep on practicing, okay? Much better yan, mag-practice lang tayo. So, 3 on your head, then 2 on your fingers. So, that's 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. So, it's equivalent to 5. And 2 plus 1, I hope that you won't be using that process anymore for this because adding a number by 1 is automatic na. Okay? So, that 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, now let's go to the part where there is dynamic with regrouping. Okay, let's try this. So, with regrouping na to, so ano yung difference? Let's try to see the difference. If with static, for every place value, okay, for every place value, klaruin ko lang yun. For every place value, the answer doesn't go more than 9. Okay. When you say about regrouping, at least one place value should have a sum more than 9. So it's either 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19. Hanggang 19 lang kasi if you're only adding two numbers, okay, two addends. So ganun lang. Okay, let's try that. Similar to the numbers that we have there, it's just that we're going to increase them. Let's say we have 45 plus 26. So it's quite similar, no? Kung if you observe to the other side that we have, it's just that you have 45 there rather than 43. Okay, erase lang natin to just to avoid confusion. Dito naman green gamitin natin para let's see the difference. Okay. Okay, let's try to add 5 and 6. Which is bigger, 5 or 6? 6 in your head and 5 on your fingers. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's okay. Now, the question is, how are you going to write 11? Paano nyo susulatin ng 11 ngayon? So, you are not supposed to write 11 like that. Okay? You're not supposed to write 11 there. You are also not supposed to write 11 this way. Okay? Kung 5 and 6 lang, okay lang. If it's only 5 plus 6, no other numbers, pwede yan ang 11, ganyan. Okay? It's correct. But if you notice that we still have other numbers there, under the tens place. Okay? Kung ganun, okay lang. If you only have 5 plus 6 alone, it's fine. You can write 11 that way. But in this case, kung papansinin ninyo, if you'll be able to notice, we still have other place values. Okay? Tanggalin natin to. All you have to do in this case is to put this one all the way up to the top of the next given place value. Okay, what do you mean by what am I trying to say? So this number, if ever you'll have an extra number there, like in this case nga 11, this number should be placed on top of the next place value since we started on ones. So you should place that on top of the next place value, which is the tens. Okay, just to make it clear. So in other words, instead of writing 11 like that, you are supposed to write it like this. Okay? You transferred the one earlier here all the way there. Okay. Ganun lang. So you can now proceed with addition. So since it's just one there, it's always one. And again, if you're only adding two addends, okay? If you're only adding two addends, it's always one. Okay. Now adding 4 and 2 will give you 6 plus 1. Don't forget about that one there. That's very important. So which will give you 71. So for our static, no, without regrouping, our numbers don't go over 9. But if you noticed earlier, for our dynamic or with regrouping, the answer or the sum for 5 plus 6 went over 9. So in this case is 11. Okay? So that's the difference. You have carryovers. Yan ang ibig sabihin ng dynamic addition. Okay? That's pretty basic. Let's try to make an use of another number na not similar to the one sa tabi natin. Let's say we have 475 plus 3 5 2. Okay. Again, green ang gagamitin natin for this side para meron tayong color recognition, the difference. So let's start with the ones again. Ones, then tens. In this case, we now have the hundreds. Okay. So 5 plus 2, 5 on your head, 2 on your fingers. So that's 5, 6, 7. That did not go over 9. Okay lang. We're not done pa naman. Let's now try 7 plus 5. 7 plus 5. So 7 on your head. 7 in your head rather. Then we have 5 in your fingers. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then again, you are not supposed to write 12 like that. You are not supposed to write 12 like that. But instead, you transfer this one all the way up. So removing this and putting 1 there on top. Okay? I'll just remove the arrow. And proceeding with our addition. Later na yan 1. Kasi mas madali eh. I mean, it depends on if you're comfortable on adding 1 first, it's fine. Kung hindi, then okay lang. Okay. So let's try doing that. We now have 1 plus 4 plus 3. So 4 plus 3 unahin natin. 4 plus 3, you have 4 in your head and then 3 in your fingers. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. And of course, plus 1 will give you 8. Okay, just to remind you that most students, no, they tend to forget about the carryover. One common mistake, one mistake lang, it will give you the wrong answer na. If you are adding millions in case, then you just have one place value where you forgot to include the carryover, your answer will entirely be wrong. Okay, try natin ang ano pa to? Other numbers. Okay, like what I've said earlier, no? Like, sinasabi ko kasi yung carryover 1. Almost kasi parang 1 lang kasi talaga yan siya eh. Most of the time, the carryover is always 1. You might experience on adding 2 pero less likely even through carryovers. Kasi 9 plus 9 ang 9 and 9 ang maximum which will give you 18. Adding 1 will just give you 19. So wala talaga. Carryovers can't go plus 2. Okay? So let's try to go up to thousands. We have 3,297 plus 4. 1,535. Okay, tignan natin. Let's try to add this. Place value by place value. Seven plus 5, bigger number in your head. Smaller number sa kamay ninyo. So 7 in your head, 5 on your fingers. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again, do not write 12 like this. Instead, put the 1 on top of the next place value, which is this one. Then proceed with the basic addition. So dito naman ma-apply natin ang mental addition, that you have 1 here and 9. Obviously, 1 and 9, if put together, will give you 10. So that's easier to add. You now have 10 plus 3. It's easier. Now you have 13. Okay, depende kasi yan eh. Some numbers can easily be added. That's where mental math comes in. Okay? So depende yan. Okay. If hindi nakukuha, it's fine. Okay lang yan. Made-develop nyo lang yan over time. Okay. So 10, that's 13. So again, you do not write 13 like that, but instead, you put this one all the way up to the next place value. Okay, klaro yan ha? I hope you won't have difficulty in doing this. Okay, here again, we have 5 plus 2. 5 in your head kasi mas malaki ang 5. Then 2 on your fingers. So that's 5, 6, 7. Plus 1 will give you 8. Then you have 3 plus 4. So 4 plus 3, 4 in your head, 3 in your fingers. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's basically it. That's the difference between static and dynamic addition. For static, we call it without regrouping. So wala tayong carryover. While for dynamic, with regrouping, we have a carryover. So that's our topic for today.